In this video, we will use Spyder IDE to learn some Python. So let's start Spyder Anaconda 3. So when you first start Spyder, you see this temporary script file and it's called temp.py. Py is Python. So it automatically creates a temp file in a folder called .spyder-py3. Now we can change this working directory or we can leave it as it is. So whenever one is learning a new programming language, the first thing to learn is how to display the words hello world. So we will do that. Print parentheses double quotes hello world. So that's a Python line of code which when we run will display hello world and it will display it over here, okay, over in the bottom right panel. So how do you run this? You can run this using this which says run selection or current line, or you can also press F9. So the current line is this. So if we click on this, it will run this line. So watch what happens. Look at here. It said hello world. It sort of rewrote the code and then it displayed hello world. Yay, we've run the first line of code in Python. Now let me tell you what is all this about. In any programming language, you have to be able to write some comments. So in Python, if you want to write a comment, you start with a pound sign and then whatever you write is your comment. So by default, it gives me this, but I don't need this. Okay. Now, this is called single line commenting with a pound sign, but sometimes you may want to comment multiple lines. So in Python, what you do is have 3 double quotes, and then you can write as many lines of comment as you want. In this case, 2 lines or 3 lines, and then you end multi-line commenting. So we don't really need this. So this is sufficient. You don't really need any comments, but if you want, you can have some comments. So this will run just fine if I click on run this line. See, ran it again, hello world. We can say, how are you doing? So if we click on this, it will first run hello world. And then if we jump to here and click this, it'll say, how are you doing? Or you can select both these lines and then both will run at the same time. Hello world, how are you doing? Because it runs the selection. Or you can just be on the first line and click on the play button and it runs both the lines as well. Now, a few variations. What if instead of double quotes, I have single quotes? Will that work? Yes, it will. It doesn't really care. So if I click on the play button, it ran as if nothing changed. Is this a space necessary? No, it's not necessary. This will run just fine. It ran just fine as if nothing changed. So space, you may have it, you may not have it. You may have single quotes or you may have double quotes, but you cannot mix single quote on one side and double quote on the other side. That will not be correct. Okay. So if I want to comment this code, I can say pound sign. This is my first code in Python. If I want multi-line commenting, I do 3 double quotes and this is my first code in Python. Yeah. So I have 2 lines of code. I could have more. I could have a million if I want. So because of these comments, it didn't really change any code. So if we click on the play button, it ran just as if there were no comments. Okay, so that's the first lesson in Python. So now, how do I save? So by default, it's going to save the file as temp.py. So what we can do is we can say save as, and we can create a new folder called my Python scripts. My Python scripts. And within that folder, you can save this as hello world and save as type Python. Save. So now it has saved the file within a folder called my Python scripts hello world.py, which is Python. So now if I exit out of here and exit, well, I can go to my Python scripts and see that hello world just got saved. And I can start Spider again. And so when I start Spider, it picked up the last file that I was working on, hello world.py. So that's the file I had saved. And I can click on the play button again, and it ran it. Hello world, how are you doing? So now we've seen how to write a new Python script file, save it, and then come back later, a day later, a year later, whenever, and run it again. So that's the first lesson in Python.